This is a right angle triangle. So, this one, yes, we can fit it like this. Where, what about this piece, this right angle triangle? Wow, yes, nice. Namaste children, a warm welcome for all of you for this session number 6, chapter number 2, triangles. How are you children? You must be doing well, maintaining the social distance. Okay. In the previous session, that is the 5th session, you have learned A theorem. Yes, it is 2.3 in our textbook. And then a few problems on it also you have learned this. What about the homework children? The homework was the 5 worked examples and to understand thoroughly the 16 problems of exercise 2.3 and then you are supposed to write it in your classroom book. We all hope that you have done this very seriously. Please show it to your teacher also and get some more corrections and the suggestions also children. Please do that. Okay. In this session children, we will learn once again 3 important corollaries to the A theorem, A criterion, which is 2.3. Okay. There are 3 corollaries are there for BPT and today in this session we will learn 3 corollaries to A theorem. For this, okay, consider a right angle triangle like this. So, observe that angle ABC is equal to 90 degree. You know the symbol for 90 degrees. Here B is called the right angled vertex and the side opposite to it is called the hypotenuse. You know that. So, now from the vertex B you draw a perpendicular to the hypotenuse AC like this. So, let BD be perpendicular to AC. You know the symbol for 90 degrees. So, write the symbol for 90 degrees also like this. Okay. Children, there are many triangles are there now. Can you tell me how many right angle triangles are there right now after drawing the perpendicular BD including the original triangle children? Yes, there are 3 right angle triangles are there now. Can you name them? Yes, one by one please try to name them. Come on, the first one is the given triangle, right angle triangle ABC. Instead of saying right angle triangle ABC, let us say it as right triangle ABC. Okay, so that is our convention from here onwards. What is the second one? The second one is right triangle ADB, angle ADB being 90 degrees and AB is the hypotenuse for that. Okay. And the third one is right triangle BDC in which angle BDC is 90 degrees, therefore BC is the hypotenuse for that. So, these are the 3 right angle triangles we got, we are able to see in this triangle, right angle triangle ABC. Children, in other words, what we are trying to do is, we wanted to apply the A criterion to a right angle triangle. We wrote the proof for a scalene triangle, but today we will apply it for a right angle triangle and see whether we are going to get any beautiful amazing results. So, for that only we have drawn BD perpendicular to AC. What a nice idea children. Yes, we will proceed now. Once again, here is a triangle. So, right angle triangle ABC, inside we saw 2 right angle triangles. For the time being, you observe the right angle triangle ADB. Are you able to observe that children? Angle ADB is 90 degrees. Okay. So, for brevity, from here onwards, we will call angle BAD as angle number 1 and angle ABD as angle number 2 and angle DBC as angle number 3. So, in right angle triangle ABD, what is the sum of angle 1 plus angle 2 children? So, you know the sum of 3 angles of a triangle is 180, therefore, angle 1 plus angle 2 must be equal to 90 degrees. But what about angle 2 plus angle 3, children? Angle 2 plus angle 3 will make angle ABC. Therefore, we can say that angle 2 plus angle 3 is also equal to 90 degrees. So, study these two equations, and can you infer anything from these two equations? For angle 2, if you add angle 1, the sum is 180. For the same angle 2, if you add angle 3 also, the sum is also 90 degrees. So, this implies that, come on, angle 1 is equal to angle 3. It is simple, children. So, you can write down the reason like this: angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 3 plus angle 2. So, cancelling angle 2 on either sides, we get angle 1 is equal to angle 3. This we will show in our figure like this by putting a single arc for angle 1 and angle 3. Can you observe, children? Angle 1 and angle 3 are equal because BD is perpendicular to AC. Okay. Now, let us focus all our attention to right angle triangle BDC, okay, wherein angle BDC is also equal to 90 degree. What is that we can say? Okay, let us call angle BCD as angle number 4. Okay, so in right angle triangle BDC, can you not say that angle 3 plus angle 4 is 90 degrees, children? Again for the same reasons, but angle 2 plus angle 3 is also equal to 90 because angle ABC is 90. So, once again for the same reason said above, we can conclude that angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Now, observe this in your figure. So, we are drawing two arcs for angle 2 and angle 4. So, angle 2 is now equal to angle 4. So, once you draw a perpendicular like this from the right angle vertex to the hypotenuse, then you will see that angle 1, see the angle 1 and angle 3, angle 1 is equal to angle 3, at the same time angle 2 is equal to angle 4 for all the reasons written here. I think this point is very clear to you. Okay. So, let us write down the summary of whatever we have understood so far. So, in this right angle triangle ABC, angle ABC is 90 degrees and BD is perpendicular to AC. So, these are the angle 1, 2, 3 and 4. So, angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So, we are putting the two single arcs in the figure also. Observe there also in the figure, and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. These are the important angles which you should remember. So, you can see one example also, children. Say supposing angle in this right angle triangle, angle A were to be 30 degrees, and if angle A is 30, angle C has to be 60 degrees only, correct? So, 30 plus 60 is 90, 90 plus 90 is 180. So, now look at the triangle ADB, children. In triangle ADB, the angles are 90 and 30. Therefore, what is that remaining angle? It has to be 60 degrees. Whereas, in right angle triangle BDC, the angles are 60 and 90. Therefore, which is the third angle? That must be equal to 30 degrees. Observe 30 and 30. So, they are equal, and the angles with 60 and 60 are equal. So, therefore, look back the figure once again and understand that angle 1 is equal to angle 3 and angle 2 is equal to angle 4. So, having understood this, now we can move further, children. Okay. Yes. Now, focus all your attention on right angle triangle ADB, children. We are making a copy of this and putting again on its right hand side. So, this is AB, hypotenuse of right angle triangle ADB, and this is BD, the perpendicular, and AD when joined you get a right angle triangle ABD. Okay. Now, this was the triangle. Inside it we are showing it to you separately. Is it possible to compare the angles of this right angle triangle ADB with the angles of triangle ABC, children? Can you make a comparison and say, are they equal? If so, for what reasons? That is what we are going to do right now. So, compare right angle triangle ADB and right angle triangle ABC. What is the first point you want to write? Angle BAC is common to both the right angle triangles. Please observe this carefully. Angle BAD is coming to right angle triangle ADB as well as right angle triangle ABC. Therefore, this is the angle which is in common. So, the next one is you can think of the right angles. Which are the two right angles here? So, we have angle ADB 90 degrees, angle ABC is also 90 degrees. Therefore, do not you think by data those two angles are equal? So, what is your conclusion now? Recall A criterion or equiangular triangles. They became equiangular, children, because the two angles of one are equal to two angles of another. Therefore, automatically the third angle will be equal. Therefore, they became equiangular triangle. When they became equiangular, which are the triangles? Right angle triangle ADB is similar to right angle triangle ABC. Once they became equiangular, they became similar. Therefore, apply now A criterion and say these things. Take the ratios between the corresponding sides. So, AD divided by AB. AD means the first two letters, divided by AB means the first two letters of right angle triangle ABC. Now, observe this in the figure, please. So, angle ABD is equal to angle BCD, which are shown in red dots. Now, look at the sides facing them. So, this is AD is the side facing angle ABD, and which is the side facing angle BCD is AB. Therefore, AD and AB are the corresponding sides. Therefore, AD divided by AB must be equal to, come on, which are the hypotenuse. So, AB is the hypotenuse for right angle triangle ADB and AC is the hypotenuse for right angle triangle ABC. So, that must be equal to AB by AC. Okay, let us not write the third side at all, which is not required for us right now. So, AD upon AB is equal to AB upon AC. Okay, yes. Now, can you say anything now and get some interesting result? Yes, by cross multiplication you can say AB into AB is AB square is equal to hypotenuse AC into AD. What a wonderful result, children. This from here onwards we will call it as corollary number 1. Okay. So, look at the figure and understand this corollary number 1. AB square, the square on the side AB is equal to hypotenuse AC into a small segment of that is AD. If you multiply AC and AD, you are going to get AB square. This is one of the important corollary, children, and please remember this as corollary number 1. Okay. Now, look at this triangle BDC. We will take a copy of this like this. So, BC one copy we have taken, and then CD also a copy has been taken, and now join B and D and see that angle BDC is 90 degrees. So, triangle BDC, and is it possible to compare with the angles of right angle triangle ABC, children? So, let us compare the angles of triangle right angle triangle BDC with the angles of triangle right angle triangle ABC. Let us start. Okay. What is the first point you want to write? Yes, you are right. Angle C, that is BCD, is common to both the right angle triangles. Okay. So, angle C you are able to see now. Then, what is the next point you want to write? The second point is write down those angles which are 90 degrees. So, angle BDC is 90, angle ABC is 90, therefore, they became equal. So, do not you think those two right angle triangles are equiangular? When they are equiangular, they must be similar. Once they are similar, you have to apply the AA criterion. So, take the ratio between the corresponding sides very carefully. Okay. Now, DC upon you want to say BC. For that, look at the angles which are equal in the figure. Angle DBC is equal to angle BAD. Okay. So, this we have already understood it. So, which are the sides facing them? So, the side facing angle CBD is DC and the side facing angle A is BC. Therefore, we say that DC by BC is exactly equal to, take the ratio between their hypotenuse, corresponding hypotenuse. So, BC is the hypotenuse in right angle triangle BDC upon, and AC is the hypotenuse in right angle triangle ABC. This is because of A criterion. So, now I think you got the idea. To get the important result, just cross multiply BC into BC. So, this implies that BC square is equal to AC into DC. You have to remember this as corollary number 2. So, corollary number 2 is, look at the figure and understand where is BC. So, BC square is equal to again the same hypotenuse AC into the segment, small portion of it, that is into DC. This is our corollary number 2. Okay. Now, let us try with other one. So, we have inside two right angle triangles. Why should we not compare them and try to get one more important result? Shall we do that, children? Here we go. Okay. So, compare right angle triangle ADB and right angle triangle BDC, which are inside the triangle ABC. Okay. What is the first point you want to write? Angle BAD is equal to angle CBD. So, we are showing it in the figure also. Please observe, these two angles are equal, because you know when you draw a perpendicular, you know that the two pairs of angles will be equal. Okay. The second point would be, better you take the angles which are 90 degrees. So, angle ADB is equal to angle BDC, each of them is equal to 90 because of our data only. So, what is the conclusion you want to take now? Yes, those two right angle triangles became equiangular. When once they become equiangular, they became similar. They have the same shape. Once they have got the same shape, you must immediately think of A criterion. So, take the ratios, take only two ratio between two pairs of sides, that is enough. So, which are the sides which we need to take? DB upon, okay, DB is the side facing angle A divided by, okay, which is that angle equal to angle A equal to that is equal to DBC. So, that is divided by DC only. Okay. So, look at the figure once again. The side opposite to angle A is BD and angle A is equal to angle DBC. Therefore, the side opposite to that is DC. Therefore, DB upon DC is exactly equal to, which is the other pair you want to take? Yes, it is AD upon, so for AD, which is the angle facing that, so angle ABD, for that the AD is facing that, and that angle equal to C, correct. So, for angle C, the BD is facing, therefore, it must be equal to AD by BD. So, now BD and DB are one and the same, children. So, can you not cross multiply and say that, so BD into BD is BD square, BD square must be equal to the segments of the hypotenuse, that is AD into DC. This is the third and the final corollary to AA criterion. So, look at that BD, it is the altitude, it is the perpendicular drawn from the right angle vertex to the hypotenuse. So, square on that is equal to AD into DC. So, let us write down the summary quickly. So, here is a right angle triangle. So, the corollary number 1 states that AB square is equal to AC into AD. Corollary number 2 is BC square is equal to AC into the segment DC, and corollary number 3 is about BD square, and BD square is equal to AD in DC. Fine, these are the three important corollaries. If you want to get the result AB square, which are the triangles which we need to take and show that they are equiangular? Yes. So, the small triangle ADB should be compared with triangle right angle triangle ABC and show that they are equiangular. for BC square you must take smaller one below one, that right angle triangle BDC should be compared with right angle triangle ABC. For BD square, the two triangles inside only. So, right angle triangle ADB should be compared with right angle triangle BDC. So, observe that there are three pairs of right angle triangles are formed, and we have got amazing three results regarding AB square, BC square and BD square also. So, with this we will state this whatever observation we have made, we will put it in the form of a theorem like this. So, we can state this as, in a right angled triangle, the perpendicular drawn from the right angled vertex to the hypotenuse, okay, like this. If you draw a perpendicular from the right angle vertex to the hypotenuse, then it divides it into two right angle triangles which are similar to each other and similar to the given triangle. So, this is the general enunciation, and it is given as theorem number 2.7 in our textbook. Now, with all this information, we can now understand converse of A criterion, that is converse of theorem number 2.3, which is nothing but theorem number 2.4 now. Can you state the converse of A criterion like this, children? If three sides of one triangle are proportional to the three corresponding sides of another triangle, then those two triangles are equiangular, and hence you can conclude that they are similar. Okay, this is the converse of theorem number 2.3. So, this can be remembered as side theorem, or briefly S theorem. Okay, this is theorem number 2.4 in our textbook. So, this is the figure in order to understand this theorem. So, here are two triangles ABC and DEF, they are equiangular, therefore, they are similar also. The corresponding sides are in a proportion. So, if the corresponding sides are in a proportion, we have to show that the two triangles are equiangular, that is, they are similar only. Okay. So, this is the data and to prove for converse of AA theorem, that is SSS theorem. Children, there is a very important caution for you. Okay. Observe these pairs of triangles and look at the ratio between the corresponding sides. AB by D, if you take, it is 7 by 3.5, it is 2, whereas BC by EF, if you take, it is 10 by 5, it is also equal to 2. So, AB by DE is equal to BC by EF is equal to 2. If two pairs of sides are in proportion, then can you say that the two triangles are similar, children? No doubt, in the first pair they are similar, but in the second case they are not at all similar, children. So, therefore, caution is this: if just two sides of one triangle are proportional to two sides of another triangle, then those two triangles may be similar or may not be similar. On the other hand, if three sides of one triangle are proportional to three sides of another triangle, then definitely those two triangles will be similar. So, do not mistake this part in caution. You just do not compare two sides. So, you have to take all the three sides of one should be in proportional to all the three sides of another in order to say that the two triangles are similar. So, if two triangles are equiangular, then the corresponding sides are in a proportion and hence similar. The converse to this is, if three sides of one triangle are proportional to three sides of another triangle, then they are equiangular and hence similar. This is called converse of AAA, and AA theorem is 2.3 and SSS is theorem number 2.4. So, we have now some methods to find out triangles given to us are similar or not. Method number 1 is this: find out whether they are equiangular. If they are equiangular, immediately you can jump to the conclusion that they are similar. Method number 2 is you take the sides, and if all the three sides are in a proportion, then you can say that the two triangles are similar. Okay. Other than this, children, do you think that we have any other methods, children, to say that they are similar? So, think for a while and examine it also. Okay. Yes, we have many more methods. In that, I wanted to discuss with you method number 3. So, method number 3 states this is the general enunciation. If an angle of one triangle is equal to angle of another triangle, and if the two sides containing them are in a proportion, then we can conclude that the two triangles are similar. So, this is theorem number 2.5. So, this is called in fact SAS theorem. Okay. So, the figure for the SAS theorem is this. So, data in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, the first point is angle A is equal to angle D. So, in the figure also we are showing you. Okay. Now, which are the sides containing these angles? So, AB upon AC, if it is equal to D upon DF, then you can conclude that their two triangles are similar. This is called SAS criterion. So, let us take example number 2.3, 16th problem, and try to understand this. Okay. If AD and PM are the medians of triangle ABC and triangle PQR, and if those two triangles are similar also, then we have to prove that the corresponding medians are also in the same ratio as that of the corresponding sides. So, the figure will help us to understand better. Here are two triangles ABC and PQR, they are similar, they are equiangular, the corresponding sides are in a proportion. Okay, the first point is they are similar triangles. Point number 2 is AD and PM are the medians. Children, do you know what do you mean by median? So, measure BC and take the mark the midpoint, say call it as D, mark two lines to say that BD is equal to DC. Similarly, measure QR, take the midpoint, call it as M, put one line saying that QM is equal to MR, join AD and join PM, these are called medians. So, medians are nothing but the line segment joining the midpoint of a side of a triangle with its opposite vertices. So, we have to show that medians are also in the same ratio as that of the corresponding sides. Okay, so, for that just compare the two triangles ABD and triangle PQM. So, the first point is angle B and angle Q are equal because you know that because of data, because they are equiangular. Before we go to the second point, observe these steps. AB upon PQ is equal to BC upon QR because the corresponding sides are in a proportion. So, in place of BC we can write it as 2BD and QR as a 2QM. On simplification we get in the second point as AB by PQ is equal to BD by QM because the two triangles are similar by data. So, by SAS theorem, can you not conclude that those two triangles are similar by with the help of SAS? Once they are similar, apply a criterion and say that AB upon PQ is equal to AD upon PM. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಈಗಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅರ್ಥ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಈ ಎ ಬಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಪಿ ಕ್ಯೂಯಿನ ಎರಡರಷ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ ಎ ಡಿ ಕೂಡ ಪಿ ಎಮ್ಮಿನ ಎರಡರಷ್ಟೇ ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. ವಾ, ವಾಟ್ ಎ ನೈಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ. ಬರೀ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಕರಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಮೀಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೇಷಿಯೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಎಂಥ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಟೂ ಟ್ರಯಾಂಗಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, then the ratio between the corresponding medians will also be proportional to their corresponding sides. So, each of them is equal to AM by DN. This is what we understood from this worked example. So, in this session we have learned three corollaries to AA theorem, okay, the converse of AA theorem called SSS theorem, and another very important theorem called SAS theorem also. Okay. So, can you take down the homework? Yes, once again the same worked examples and the exercise number 2.3, say 16 problems are there. Understand them thoroughly, children, and then write it in your class book. Please show it to our teacher and take their suggestions also. In our next session, we are going to learn the one of the important theorem on similar triangles, that is something connected to areas. Okay. So, with all our best wishes for you. Thank you, children. Thank you very much. And I am T.K. Prasannamurthy, retired headmaster, Vijaya High School, Jayanagar, Bangalore. Namaste, children. Take care. Bye bye. See you in my next session. Until then, goodbye to you. Namaste.